Studios.
Thanks to Hasbro Toy Shop's quick shipping, we're going to be looking at the new Studio Series Decepticon Stinger. The new box design is very simple, yet very nice. You got a picture of the Decepticon or Autobot that the figure is, their number, what movie they are from, and their name. And that is Hasbro and Takara, so that is interesting. On the side, you just have more Studio Series logo and the number. And then on the back, you have a very small bit of bio information there and some product shots. So there's Stinger in his vehicle mode, and he looks very, very nice, very stylish. Now, this figure has a lot more paint than I've been expecting from some of the more recent movie toys. However, this one is from the Studio Series, and getting them off the Hasbro Toy Shop is a bit more pricey, so that's probably part of it. More money, more paint. Of course, you could always use more, like on the wheels. I really would like those to be silver. I'll probably be doing that myself. But you can see, very nice Decepticon logo there. You got the silver in the headlights. You got the black painted down here. That's actually black painted all the way there. You got the silver striping there with the black. I could have easily expected that to all be red. And then on the back, just some more black. Could have used more paint back here, but still, for what it is, looks very good. For quick comparisons in this mode, his leader, Galvatron. Now you can see the scale here is actually very nice. It looks pretty real world. If you'd have a human, they'd probably be about that height, so that looks about right. Looks pretty good. Here are both versions of his nemesis, Bumblebee. He is a little bit small. I'm sure Studio Series will eventually end up doing a new Bumblebee from his AoE design, but if you stretch your imagination a little bit, it's not too far off. Alright, so to get into his robot mode, it is actually very nice and very intuitive. Very unique. So, we're going to start from the front, and we're going to take the two headlight sections right there, and unpeg them from the top. This side is a little bit more stubborn. There we go. Fold these out to the side. That will free up this top section along the back. What I like to do to start here is just unpeg the top black part, and that will just pop out and fold away for now. Now you can unpeg this other side with his arm, get that out of the way as well, and here is the point where I will take this little bit, pull this up, and then we will take this section and fold it out, and that will allow you to pull down on the hood here, and this will whole section rotate, and just so you can see what I'm doing, push down on the hood, the whole section will rotate around just like this. So you got this jumbled mess all up in the air here. See if we can't move that out of the way a little bit so you can see better. Alright, so for the legs, what we're doing here, you just want to come back to where this back section was. You want to untab these parts here, the back, and fold them back along the legs like so. Just swing the legs down, fold up the tips of the feet, and now you have his legs. And right here at this bit right here, this will just push back until it snaps up. There we go. And now we can bring this whole section down, and we'll tab in right into that back piece we flipped down. Okay, so now for this part on the chest, all you gotta do is push them inwards at an angle so that the tires touch each other in the center right there. We're just going to rotate the arm bits down to get them out of the way a little bit. Now the piece up here that we pulled out earlier, you're simply going to rotate the whole thing around. That will lay down across those tires, and then you just take and rotate the head forward. That gets the whole neck section done. Now, this little bit in the back here, just fold it out of the way and make room for the arms. So, what we're going to do is make his cannon, his movie accurate cannon. To do that, we're going to simply rotate the top of the hood and collapse along his arm. Now this piece right here, you can see it came undone a little bit, just to make sure that stays out, and there you have his cannon. Now, the thing about these shoulders, there are several ways you can do them. I will show you the instructions and then my personal way. So what the instructions tell you to do is to make sure that they are flush against the back there and clip them down like that and have them facing up. Do the same thing on both sides, just have them facing up like this. Now obviously, this is not very movie accurate looking, and his proportions are a little off because you can see his head sticks way out farther than where his shoulders meet. So to avoid this, what I like to do is instead bring these as far forward as they will come, just like they were in his vehicle mode. Then simply, since these are on these little hinges here, you can angle them inward or outward. I like to make sure that they are far forward down over the shoulders, and then I just angle them in till they meet across the body there, and that fills out his proportions and makes them look a little bit better. So now he's more bulky up here and the head doesn't look so high up. That looks a lot better for me, and it's very simple. You don't really lose any of the articulation. Sometimes positioning it around, you will end up getting those moved, but all you can do is get to where you want and then cover it down, and there you go. It stays, the look stays in place. So last thing for these, you can orient this however you like, and he does come with these 4 blades here. These are supposed to be how in the movie when he transformed, he had this wing pack that had the little hubcaps on them, and that's what this is meant to represent. They don't really have anywhere to go in vehicle mode other than the bottom, which they can peg into the bottom, but it doesn't look so great. And other than in robot mode, the only place they can go is on his back. So to do so, all you gotta do, very simply, just tab them onto the insides of his wing pack here and orient them however you like. They're very simple. They just tab right on, just like so. And there you go. And now, again, this is on several different types of hinges, so you can orient this however you want. I like to make it go up 1 notch and then down, and that gives it the most streamlined movie-esque look. And there we have Stinger. So let me make sure everything is all transformed correctly, and we'll take a closer look. Okay, so there he is in robot mode, and he looks very good. He is not 100% CG model accurate. Pretty much no toy is, except for maybe, I don't know, Perukill. That one's pretty darn close. Anyway, this guy still in this mode has some good amount of paint. All the black here on the chest is paint. The red down, and actually, let's see, what color is it molded in? Okay, so it's molded in black, which means all the red down here on the legs, that's all paint. You still have the paint carries over with the silver on the sides there, and on the top here. His face, very nice. He has those green eyes and the black crest. On the back here, again, you still have these. Oh, one seemed to pop off on me. These are fairly secure generally, but sometimes if you bump them, they will pop off, but they go right back on. So, no problem. Now, he does have his cannon like he does in the movie, and I have to say, I was very surprised about the cannon and the back wings here. I was not expecting them to work in their detail, because if you look at the Bumblebee here, this guy was supposed to look like Stinger in the movie. Now, as you can see, Bumblebee is quite a bit taller, obviously, because this is from the studio line, so they're going for a different scale, which pretty much just means they want you to pay more for a smaller figure. Anywho, they were supposed to look the same, but Bumblebee in the movie always had these wings on the back, which they did try and replicate because he came with the 2 blades or stars that you could peg into the back, but that never really looked the way it was supposed to. And I never really thought, considering how much kibble this guy has, that they would be able to replicate that at some point. But they really did. Same with the cannon. This guy just has his regular arm cannon that flips out. But this has the proper looking gun that they had in the movie. This guy pretty much is an improvement on this mold. Now, Takara did have a Stinger from this mold where he just had his mask all the way down and painted red. And that was great. I mean, that was a good figure. It probably scaled better. But this one, as a toy, definitely functions better in giving you the look you want for that character. It looks very good, especially if you put these down. And one other thing you can do is you see these wheel sections that are at the back of the shins there. You can fold them back up if you want. And it might not look as appealing from the back because he's got these bits hanging off. But it does give him some more thin legs and beef up his core. So it's really personal preference. I don't mind them left down because then he's more skinny overall. But it is an option you can do if he's sitting on your shelf and you want him to look a bit more aesthetically pleasing. For other comparisons, there he is with Galvatron again. And you can see Galvatron's a pretty tall figure compared to him. But that does scale pretty well. He was definitely smaller than Galvatron by quite a bit. There he is next to a Marvel Legend. So he's a bit smaller than 6 inches. Probably more close to 4 or 5. And there he is next to the Star Burning Gundam. They actually are surprisingly close in their size, so definitely closer to 4.5 inches. Thanks to the Browers for this figure, by the way. Appreciate it. And here he is with activators locked down. Yeah, that's pretty good. Looks good to me. So the last thing about the Studio Series figures is when you pull out the insert, you don't just get a cardboard backing instructions. The cardboard backing actually becomes a little display stage. Now if we move him off to the side, you can see it literally just folds out like this, and you can see Transformers, Studio Series, the number of the figure, the movie it was from, and a little backdrop, the backdrop from the last battle at the end of the 4th movie. And that is a very cool addition, kind of emulates what they did with the Prime first editions, where they had that little cardboard stand, but this is a bit better. Now this does take up a lot of space, and it's not as nice as, say, a Toy Hack stand, so it's not really worth putting on a whole shelf of other figures, unless you only have a few of them. But as an insert, it does look much nicer than just having that cardboard in the back. So that is a cool addition. Overall, he is a very, very good movie deluxe figure. He has a lot of magic to him. The transformation is very unique and very cool and a lot of fun, and it really brings back that this car turns into a robot that is really cool type of feeling. He is a lot more accurate than the AOE mold because he has the wings and the gun, and the paint is quite nice for what is there. He could always use more. I will probably add some myself, but he's a good mold, he's a good figure, and at least on my copy, he is toleranced very, very well. In the context of movie deluxes, I'd give him an 8 out of 10. He's no masterpiece, but he is a very fun deluxe figure. So if you happen to see him in the store when he comes out, definitely pick him up and add him to your collection. He is the best original Stinger mold we will probably ever get for the foreseeable future. And I hope that helped you guys out and was informative. I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.
The Transformers will return after these messages.